Yeah.
Where you at with the election these days? I liked what you wrote about.
Oh, yeah.
As far as Trump goes. Why was it stupid?
That was really dumb.
Why?
Why did no one? Could people comment on it?
But was it stupid because it was kind of polarizing, or?
Yeah, I just didn't. I mean, I don't know. I hoped it would be taken as like a letter to my fans with some thoughts.
Yeah.
But it was sort of held up as like this is an essay written by a pundit who thought of all the angles. I don't know. It's just how I felt. I'm not ashamed of it. It's something I wrote.
I liked it.
It's how I felt at the moment.
I liked it.
And I expressed it. It's an election year.
Yeah.
So every 4 years, everybody gets to say what they want. I think that's fair. You know, it's part of democracy is discussing and stuff like that, and it's so emotional. An election is emotional. People get really upset, and it's about their gut feelings and stuff. So it's fucking a fascinating election. It's a great election.
It's an amazing one.
Yeah. I don't know who I want. I really don't know.
I don't have a guy.
I kind of don't either.
I don't have a guy.
I want Trump.
Yeah. Jimmy has kind of Trump.
Do you want Trump, really?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Why?
Because I hate the rest of them so much.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that we're stuck with A or B. And I would eventually like a C.
That's valid. A C's are great.
Yeah, in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, motherfucker.
But I think it'd be a good. I'd like eventually to get a third party. I think that would be nice.
I could tell you who I hate the most, and that would be Cruz.
Cruz is gross.
I could do that, but I don't really have a guy.
I hate him a lot for the more I think about Ted Cruz, I physically don't like the way he I'm sure I don't like his politics because he's way too conservative. He's a religious Republican, but I don't like his face, and I know that that's not the right way to look at a politician.
But that's how we feel about presidents. Are personal. They're not like this isn't a parliamentary system, where it's all dry. The president is like an emotional thing. But the thing for me is that the most important thing a president needs is empathy. It's the number one thing is that you have to be upset if somebody gets hurt. Like you have to worry about other people. Like you have to have a really gut feeling of like, oh, fuck, what would happen to these people if I do this?
Yeah.
Like Lyndon Johnson, as fucked up as he was, there's this picture of him you can find of him listening to Chuck Robb was his son-in-law. He eventually became a senator. Chuck Robb married his daughter, and he was a Vietnam decorated war soldier. So
wow, that was well said.
So so Chuck Robb is sent LBJ an audio tape of what was happening. It's the one on the upper left-hand corner so you see LBJ listening to a tape describing what it's like to be a soldier on the front line of Vietnam, and he's sobbing because he's the president and he's putting kids on the front line.
Yeah,
and it's shattering him that he's causing that kind of pain for his own people. That's what a president has to have. I hated George. I didn't hate, but George W. Bush I thought was a shitty president. But I do think he wanted to do good for people. I think he was wrong about how to do it, but that's what he wanted to do. I think that about Obama. I thought that about Clinton. But I don't feel that Trump has. I think with Trump, it's like literally removed completely.
Oh yeah,
because he's a narcissist.
There's no empathy.
So I think he knows how to sound. He knows how to connect to people. That's different. He knows how to read somebody's pulse and manipulate, but I don't feel like it literally, there's a moment in my show where Kurt Metzger says, Google Trump charity, and you'll get a teenager blowing a black guy. And actually the first thing that comes up, and I don't believe Google's everything, is Trump is the least charitable billionaire. Like he holds a record. He doesn't feel like, oh fuck, what happened? Why did that happen when I did that? I think that makes him very, very bad candidate.
I think that's his biggest flaw too, and I've said that. I think his lack of ability. We have seen no empathy from him, and that's exactly it. And I don't know if he has it on. I asked Don Jr. about it, and he goes, "Well, you got to see him with the family." It's like I guess you see him different. When
and also your family is an extension of yourself for a guy like this. But for him, like when he when he does a rally after a big win, he talks about how he beat the guys and what losers the other guys are for the whole time. He doesn't say this is what we need to accomplish. This is what matters. This is what's happening to you people, and it's not right. He talks about they're being unfair to me. This is all rigged. I really hurt Lindsey Graham. Like he said it like 10 times. I hit him hard. Boy, I hit him hard. I hit him hard, Lindsey Graham. I hit him hard. And what did he say? And all this, and then Rubio, and he just talks about how he won. Yeah. Because he thinks that's that's what he's focused on. And then at the end he goes, we'll build a wall and to get the country back again. And people go, hey, and people love him. So they want him to win. And I don't don't quarrel with that, but I think he's not. That's not going to make him a good president.
Narcissists won't. They'll never say they're sorry.
They can't.
They don't have it in them.
No,
they'll never say. And then if there's a big shooting or something like that, a school shooting, is Trump going to come on TV? Are you going to believe him that he feels bad for the families and stuff like that? That's when you need a president. When most of America needs it.
Yeah, and with war and stuff, you have to be like you have to make yourself sick to your stomach to send somebody into battle. You have to feel that way. I don't think he has that.
I think John Kasich has a little of that.
Yeah, he might. I don't know.
Out of those three, anyway.
Things about him. Yeah, I don't like any of those guys. I think they're all a fucking bummer.
Yeah,
the Republican guys.
It's rare we get a chance to humiliate all of them at once. It's very rare.
True. His effect on the election has been a hugely cathartic and positive. The first debate he did, he said, I've given money to all these guys. And when I call them, they pick up the phone. And I thought, I fucking love that he's saying this. Mm-hmm. I thought he's not going to be president, but this is a great thing that he's doing this. And I do think there are hugely positive things. He's showing a potential for this. I've always felt like the whole thing about this country is that it's all sitting there. Democracy and free speech. It's just sitting there. And any day, the whole world and the whole country can go, we just want this one person, even though they're not playing by the rules.
Yeah.
The things that Hillary Clinton does because she must do them in order to stay in the game. I always thought there's someone out there who can just say, everyone's just, fuck, I want this guy. I don't care that he hasn't had the 100-plate dinners. I don't care that he hasn't listened to lobbyists. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it would be Trump. I know it would be him, but he is showing potential, and so is Bernie in a way that people will gravitate towards somebody real and go for it. The problem is that he's a complete duplicitous liar, and he just says whatever it takes in the moment, and he doesn't have empathy.
I think you're right about that, except for the fact I think he's a less trained duplicitous liar.
Absolutely.
In the sense.
No, he's not trained at all. He's different.
He doesn't know how to make it palatable, and he doesn't know how to make it gentle. Whereas they're all as horrible, but they just know how to say it. They know how to deliver it in a quick soundbite where you're like, oh, I kind of like that guy, even though he's just as atrocious.
That's right. And I think people are entitled to push this guy up as far as they have, and I get it. Yeah. It makes sense to me that this would happen. But it's just the final result, him being president. I think simply because I hold him at his word. It's like they used to, I'm not comparing him to bin Laden. I'm saying that they used to say about Osama bin Laden, when he does something, he says it. When he says something, he then does it.
Yeah.
There's guys that you follow and you go like, he says he's going to do it, then he does it.
Right.
I think when Trump says he's going to open libel laws so that you can you can sue people for saying something you didn't like.
Yeah.
Is that what he meant though, or did he mean the press?
Yeah. Well, the press, yeah.
But that's who matters. I think he will do those things.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I think he'll. I mean, I don't want to go through the list, and I'm not the smartest person about this stuff, but my feeling as one voter, is that he'll make it harder for the system to. I don't give a fuck about any issues in America except for democracy, the fact that we get to keep choosing, and that we keep free speech. The rest of it, it's anybody's guess.
Right.
Half people think one thing, half people think other, and most of them are fed on bullshit facts. But the most important thing is that we can keep voting openly and talking openly. And my feeling, and it might be because I'm also caught up emotionally, like after I wrote that Trump letter, because I got scared, like he's going to take that all away from us. I look at that guy and I listen to what he says, and I think he's going to make this a violent and contentious country where you can't say what you want, and he's going to bully people at the polls. And I picture him saying, once it's two candidates, you Hillary voters may not want to meet my voters at the polls. You may want to stay home. Like, that's sort of where this starts to lead to. And I got really scared, and I wrote that thing. And after I wrote it, I was like, the fever broke, and I was like, I'm a little unhinged here. Like, I was, that was irrational. Yeah, that was a little insane.
So someone
like 1,400 words. It was meant to be. I meant to write P.S. Stop with the Trump already. It was funny for a minute. Period. And then I looked at it, and I'm like, well, let me clarify it for 1,400 words. And I sent it, and I thought, I'm going through something right now. I'm scared, and I'm emotionally unbalanced when it comes to this thing. I should never in my life write opinions and send them. I just don't think I don't think it's a good idea for me, and I shouldn't have. I think maybe I was starved out because I was being in a lockdown of media for Horace and Pete. I think I was getting. I probably have a little narcissistic problem where I'm like, I need fucking attention.
It was.
Well, you got it. Front page of the paper. I'm like, who did Louis shoot? I just wrote a nasty letter. Jesus, that's how you know you're doing well when you write a nasty letter.
Fuck, you get
front page of the paper.
Well, fuck those.
That hurt when I saw that. I was like, oh, I almost threw up. I was like, oh
really?
Fuck. Did I do?
It was brave. Come on.
I mean, I stand behind a lot of the shit I said. I don't regrets in life. You add up to whatever you are.